Hello and welcome. This character profile video is for the class Phantasma. And what you're going to see is all of her skills, the top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommend, her enhancements, her player card, and a gameplay video showing you what she can do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it and show you Phantasma. Here we go. Okay, so if you're new to this video, I will briefly explain this interface. On the left side are all her skills. On the far right side are the specials that go with those skills. The next column is charges, and that's how many times you can use that skill. The next one is hits, which is how many times it hits a creature or your opponent. The following column after that, damage PVE, is the percentage damage that your skill will affect a enemy or monster that you're fighting. And then of course the last one, damage PvP, is when you are fighting another player. That is the damage percentage that you will inflict versus that other player. So one thing I do want to point out, I didn't color code it, but I'll just address the elephant in the room. She has recover 1 magic or 2 magic or 3 magic on all of her skills, but for the life of me, as I put this all together, I just don't see where she utilizes that magic. So maybe I'm missing something, maybe when you unlock it in enhancements or something, but so far the only person who uses this magic is the Void Knight. So, oh well. I mean, just be aware. So what we're going to do now is move on to the top 8 PvE and then PvP skills that I recommend. So I'll see you there. Okay, so on this screen, it is showing you the top 8 player versus enemy skills that I recommend because of it's organized according to the highest damage going down. So execute is your highest damaging skill at over 2,123%, and then it goes down from there. You don't have to use these skills. These are just, it's a reference. If you want to know, hey, what are my strongest skills? Oh, right, that's right. I'll come over here and look at this section. Yes, those 8 are my highest damaging ones. So you don't have to do the math. And from there, we'll go ahead and move into the PvP skills and see if it's the same or if there's any change. So, hey, I will see you there. Here we go. Alright, so now we're on the PvP skills slide. And again, the interface is the same as the skill slide. So let's just cut right to it. The highest damaging skill for PvP people is Supernova, and it has a knockup with it as well. So I also want to point this out on this slide that I have highlighted the word super armor in red, and what that means, there's a little legend below, is that even though this is your highest damaging skill, super armor will not work for you in arena or a PvP environment. However, it may work if you were in the open world and just fighting other people, but when you're in a 1v1 or Raminus or any other location like that, I would expect it not to work for you. So if you're wondering, well, what is super armor? Just keep watching. When I get to the player card, I will tell you in the description of what super armor is. So the best advice is probably use your second skill, the Umbral Pillars, as your opener for super armor. And then if you daze them, which has a daze, then do your Supernova, which is your hard hitting, and then recycle another super armor, hard hitting, another super armor, and so on. So what we're going to do now is show you her enhancements and see what she's got. I'll see you there. So if you're new to the enhancement slide, let me briefly describe it. On the left is all your skills. On the far right is your branch damage connected to those skills. The 4 columns in the center, the first, second, and fourth one are enhancements that do something for you. I try to make the third column. I don't know why I did that, but it just turned out that way and I'm stuck with it. So the third column is things that work against the person you're fighting. So let's look at the third one down, Dark Cleave. When you use it on your opponent, their DP will reduce by 20 for 10 seconds. So if you want to weaken them, this is the column you're paying attention to and what skills you would want to choose. So just overall looking at this, it looks like she's got some cooldowns to make her faster. She's got a lot of bleed and burn skill or enhancements, to stack on top of the skills. And over with Supernova, which was the #1 for PVE, has an additional attack that you can unlock. So you can do 2 things with that skill and really hurt your enemy. So be aware of that. Other than that, take a moment to look at this, and when you're ready, we'll move right on to the player card. Here we go. So if you're new to the player card slide, I will briefly go over it. It's like a baseball card. It is the summation of all the slides you saw previously in one spot. So if you're familiar with my character profile videos, then you're like, oh, new character just came out, let me check him out. And you can zip over to the player card and you got an overview of what she has and what she or he could do. So to explain what you're looking at the very top is the PVE and PVP top 8 skills I recommended. So you can see them side by side. And yes, all of them were the same. It's just they were mixed up for PVE and PVP on which one does more damage. To the right of that is a new thing I call immobilization. So you take all of the skills that she has that has some feature in it that immobilizes your opponent or whatever you're fighting, like stun, knock up, knock down, knock back, getting knocked in general. But the one thing I kind of misspoke. The one thing I don't count is knockback. So I apologize for that. Because if you're knocked back, you can get out of it and dash away and just recover very quickly. But if you're knocked down or knocked up in the air, there's extra animation that needs to happen for you to get up, get ready, be prepared, and your opponent could probably get in 2 or 3 hits on you before you even are ready to move. So you're immobilized, and that's what this does. It shows that she has over 75% of her skills have one immobilization. There are other characters that have much more than just one, but hey, at least Pearl Abyss gave her this much, which is great. I also want to point out that she probably, in a later video I'll do, is rare to have a lot of skills that are over 1000% damage for PvP. And PvE, that's like, dang, she hits hard. So that's how the top of this player card works. And then of course you know about all her skills, which I showed you in a previous slide, and the enhancements. So as promised, the question of what is super armor and what is forward guard. So super armor, this means that incoming damage will be reduced and the effects that immobilize you, stun, knockdown, freeze, etc., will not happen for a duration of time. So in other words, this is why people rotate super armor with another skill, super armor, and they keep it up so their super armor is always on, so they can't get grabbed or immobilized in any way. So that's why it's so important to PvPers out there. The other one, forward guard, is this means incoming damage will either be 0 or heavily reduced. But the trick with forward guard is if you get behind them, then there's no forward guard. It's like, you know, as long as they face towards you, then they're any damage you do to them, as hard as you try, they'll just laugh and then they'll attack you. So that's how forward guard works. So this is the player card, And what we're going to do now is move over to a gameplay video and show you all of her skills. Not all, but the top 8 that I recommend, or most of them, in action, so you can see if this character is right for you. So let's move over to that. The music will change. Here we go. Okay, welcome to the gameplay video. So before we start, let's show you where we're at. We're over here in Balanos, and we're at Kron Castle entrance, and we're here because the monsters are 2,519 CP, and we are 3,167. So not much else to show you except that we have an auto path for where we go all the time. So let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna have her fight for about 3 minutes or so. We'll go to the town. I'll give my outro and say thank you very much. So in the meantime, enjoy Phantasma. Okay, it's just about time for us to head to town. There we go. And so while this loads, I would like to just say thank you. Thank you very much for watching my videos. I do hope you like my videos. If you do, please subscribe, like, share, let people know about them. I'm always making more, and definitely won't stop. It's really hard to find a good spot to showcase her and zoom in. I think I found one. If I just put the camera over here at this wall, yeah, that's probably as good as it'll get for now. So once again, thank you very much, and you have yourself a great day. Take care. Bye now.